Recording in progress.
Things have small beginnings.
Good afternoon, Andreas, Andy. How are you both today?
Afternoon. Good morning to you in Norway. Hello, Andreas.
So, Andreas, can you hear us? Okay, so just a little
Let's
bit.
just allow him to get his.
I've got no microphone connected.
That's all right. We will allow him to do that. In the meantime, how are you, Dave?
I'm very well. I'm very well.
That is
good afternoon. Nice and warm here in Perth.
It is.
And, we're looking forward to a good afternoon. We've got a little bit of information to share after we've heard from Andreas, and yeah, things are getting very close. Now I see he's got a microphone now.
He has. If you unmute yourself, Mr. Christensen, you are good to go.
I'm here. How are you today?
Here we are.
We're well.
We are well. We are well. How are you?
Yeah, we are well, doing a lot. There's a lot of great developments going on all the time, you know, the usual push. So what I want to talk about today is basically, I want to focus on three things today. I want to focus on the game and development we're doing, the upcoming release. We're going to talk about the playbook, which we have just published. And we're gonna talk about the active bonuses and the requirements and what you need to do now to be part of that going forward. So I want to continue a little bit where we left. I mean, yes, last week there was a lot of information. Now we're narrowing it down. So let's get started with the game to update a little bit. We have a pretty comprehensive game update coming up now. It's been a work in progress for quite a long time. and it revolves a lot of inner, what I will call inner improvements in the game, in the way the game work. It's not everything that you will as a player see, but it's about scalability. It's also about we have improved significantly the algorithms that picks the pictures to the questions and the repetitive questions. All this has been re-engineered to a much better model. So you will not now get the same question again. You will get it again, but it will take a very, very long time. Same with the pictures, more relevant to the question. There's a whole new tagging regime coming. So that's the main thing. There is also more when it comes on the usage of credits and allocation of credits and related to that. So we expect that game release to be ready over a week or so. It's a little bit, it's in testing phase. So we'll be able to push that soon. And at the same time, I'm happy to also tell you that we have, like we talked about many times, we have created a lot of content. There's a lot of much more content for football clubs. We are now beyond 20 clubs that we have created, and we have fine-tuned the AI engine for production. So we are able to scale this as we move forward. Push of a button, nearly, it's not that easy, but we have a much more efficient process. So we will shortly release much more clubs. It's more like a business decision now, how we're going to phase them in, combined with what we do. So when it comes to the game side, we are pretty good. We have much better gameplay experience. We have much more content coming up. That's been work in progress, both of these, for a long time. And as we announced last Saturday, we're going to open for game winning withdrawals live, both what you have earned so far and what you're earning now or going forward once we sold out the 125,000 pool tokens left. So that's the first task we need to do together, is to sell out those. That will end our early bird period, and those owning those pool tokens will benefit largely as we go forward. As you know, those pool tokens earn a 10% of the net revenue on the platform, so they will be dipping into a very significant pool of revenue. So that's an amazing proposition, and we want to conclude that before we move on. And because once we start opening the live money withdrawal, we're also going to increase the amount a little bit in the game. We're going to have different amounts for every game, and you will not be able to see the amount before you have won a game or the game is finished. So basically, it's going to be random a little bit. Sometimes you can earn $10, another time even $50 or $5. It's going to be variable, and that caters with the gaming psychology of not knowing the outcome. But once we get to that step, then these pool tokens will have a significant value, and they will be precious, and they should not be available to purchase, because this is something that's for the early backers, and they will be treated as gold going forward. So that's what you need to help us with as affiliates, get rid of those tokens. We will then, like I said last Saturday, at the moment the last token is sold, we're switching to live payout. And you can imagine what's going to happen when that goes live all over the world. We are in 237 countries. It's going to explode. So that brings me to the affiliate opportunity we have at hand. And we have just released the full affiliate playbook. You can reach it at so.link/docs. It's fully electronic on Gitbook. We're going to use that for all our documentation. We are developing a pretty comprehensive Gitbook solution now. You will have, we've taken down the white paper for a bit, but we're going to upload the new white paper also coming next week. We have the affiliate playbook, the affiliate pitch, all the resources will be available at SOLink/docs, DOCS. It stands for Super One documentation. So we're going to develop that platform, portal to contain everything. It will be multi-language. It's English now. We are adding Spanish as we move forward. We already created the affiliate pitch in Spanish, and we are tuning that. So all the files will be available for download there. And we're going to, keep developing that. It's a very it's a good platform to use, because there is not so complicated to use, so a lot of our team members can use it, and we can leverage much more of our expertise, especially on the language side, to translate, and we can utilize a lot of plugins, etc., etc. So the Gitbook, I will sort of direct you to SOLink/docs. And there is an interesting thing that we have in that playbook that you didn't see in the preliminary edition we posted last week. Now we have included earning estimates, and at the end of the affiliate bonuses is, like I devised last week, divided into active bonuses and passive bonuses. For the passive bonuses, you don't need to have any active personal volume every 30 days. However, for the active ones, you need to have $50. And I think many people should now pay attention to the timelines we're running. We started implementing that from 1st of September, and we are now towards the end of October, and we are reaching the 90-day threshold, meaning that a lot of people will be cut off from their active bonuses if they don't comply within those 90 days. The reason for this is that the active bonuses are designed to remunerate those actively building and supporting an affiliate network. And that's the whole purpose. And that's going to separate the active from the passive as we move forward. So it's very important that you look into your PV value, make sure you're comply with or are eligible for the active bonuses within the 30-day specter, and at least that you recruit someone. You don't need to buy anything yourself. You need to be active and make sure things happen on your side. So that's the whole structure of the active bonuses, is designed for those who want to be part of this as a more business-oriented affiliate part. So then further in the playbook, there is earning examples. And if you remember at the Q&A last week, I talked about the S-curve that we dubbed the super curve. And we haven't forgotten about that. We actually have developed it quite further. So we created now a 6-month. It shows quarterly in the playbook. So if you work 2 quarters or 6 months, and you bring in 18 people during 6 months at the gold level, that's 1 new member every 10 days. Which is 3 every month. It's not very much, but you need to do a little bit of work, okay? And if you do that for 6 months, and they continue, you teach them to do the same. So this become a kind of a culture. And then after a year, you will have about 3,000 affiliates. You can see all the numbers in the playbook. And to that calculation, we calculate that there is 10% overlap. That meaning we reduce the growth with 10%. Then we also say there is a 50% probability, a chance that this is happening. So we reduce it with another 50% after the 10%. That means that the number, when we arrive at 2,968 or something, so let's say 3,000 affiliates after a year, That's very conservative. And we only roll it for 6 tires or 6 generations. So that's a conservative estimate. We believe that this is very much achievable. We are a young platform in the market. It should be a great opportunity. We are using the Gold 500 as the average calculation. During this period, you will earn more than $50,000 in affiliate rewards. And to calculate that, we have just used an average percentage of 3.5%. That means you have 5% on your first level, so you can make much more. And you have additional, but as you know, we have 4 active bonuses. So your participation in the performance pool, your participation in the leadership bonus, leader bonus is all a little bit difficult to calculate based on this scenario. So we approximated that you have 2.5% plus 1%. So that's 3.5% we used for that calculation purpose. Most of you will be able to do much more. So you'll earn much more than 50,000 during this period. But you can enter and see all the calculations there. Then all these affiliates will definitely bring you players. Once they start recruiting players, you will start earning money from players. And we use some of the same metrics there. Every affiliate brings 3 players, and then each player brings another 3 players. And then we had a much bigger overlap on players. And basically, then we also have the same 50% probability. And then we calculate only 10% of the players are spending $1 a day. And then we calculate the 20% of that net revenue. And net revenue of that is 50 cents. And we calculate 20% of that. And we exhaust that with 3.5% fully into the model. So efficiently, you actually have 7% of those 20%. And we calculate that, and that will bring you to a very, very interesting number. Because as this moves on for a year, you will earn microtransaction for more than 140,000 players. And many people can earn from 1 player. So it's not like you're going to multiply that with X number of affiliates. There can be 10, 20, 30 affiliates earning from 1 player, depending on the online structures, etc. So they are not stacking. They are actually just microtransactions from 1 player. So that means that when you get to that level, you will have an annual residual or recurring revenue from the player base of $365,000. That's $1,000 a day. Of course, these are only estimates, and you have to kind of do your own calculation, but it shows you the potential of the platform we have created and that you are lucky to be part of, and the whole business model, the power of the business model. So, of course, you can do your own estimate. We can even share more of these calculations, but we think now to keep the numbers at a little bit of comprehensible level, we have done them quarterly. We have shown you and explained them. Please go into the playbook at so.link/docs. Have a look at the estimates. Do your own approximation. Many of you will bring in more than 3 every month for 6 months. Maybe many of you can do 6 or 10. And then you can do the math. But we really don't want to play too much with the numbers because we are a little bit careful with these numbers. We have disclaimers also in the playbook. We cannot guarantee this, because this is based on mathematics and exponential mathematics, but we've taken down the numbers with overlap, and we've taken down the numbers with probability. So what it shows is that as we progress as a highly successful platform, you will tag along in that success. Each of you have the opportunity. And for you to bring in players, that's an amazing proposition. That's the active bonuses. And then we also have passive bonuses. Basically, we publish also, I'm not fully sure if it's included in this version, but we are updating the playbook all the time. The passive bonuses, they also contain revenue estimates based on 300,000, 1 million, and 3 million platform paying members. And you will be able to see how that works out, which is also pretty cool. So whether you are an active, you're eligible and you're active bonus affiliate, and or you are a passive, you have great opportunities. If you are active and passive, you double down on the opportunity, and definitely you will make much more bonus, much more profit while being active, because that's natural. I mean, those being in the front line, doing the hard, heavy lifting, they will be rewarded much more. So that's amazing. So again, sell out the pool token. We kick in, and the S curve, like we're gonna publish a little bit about that S curve in the coming week. We create the first 6 weeks. It's in the very beginning of the first 6 months. In the beginning of the curve, when you get to the growth phase of the curve, that's where you do the first part of the curve. That's your work. You put the foundation. It's the team foundation. The team growth comes after next 6 months. So you do the foundation the first 6 months, and the team growth will take care of the rest. You don't actually need to do things, but you will continue because you want to make more. But we limited this calculation to 6 levels or 6 generations for a purpose. We don't want to make it too crazy. So that kind of revolves around the 3 things I want to speak about. It's the game development, it's the playbook and the revenue examples, and it's the importance of keeping you as an active affiliate. Active bonus eligibility. If you surpass those 90 days, you will be cut off from the active bonuses for forever, and that's basically it. And the passive, you will of course remain, but there is no way you can come back later and say, oh, I want to reactivate my active position, because that train has left the station at that point. This is a business decision we took together with our advisors in order to have people to be active. We are now in a very, very good position. We see that the crypto market is showing strength. I was contacted 2 days ago from one of the exchanges with some upbeat words about, now we see it's coming. What about should we list you? So basically, like we said last week, we are not pursuing any listing before we have 1 million players, but the market is showing strength. We know that the electronic, the EFTs in US, the Bitcoin funds are about to be approved, and that will spark the market with billions of dollars, even trillions of dollars coming into the crypto market. So there are some good sites. If you Google around and look at Deloitte and sport, fandom, sport, gaming, you will find a lot of reports about the market we operate. And it's a huge market. It's a huge market, and we are very well positioned. So we are just hard at work, getting one stone on top of another, and all of a sudden we have a huge building together. So that's my main message today. And if there are any questions, so yeah, and we say that already in a good week, it's like 10 days from now, we're gonna switch to credits. It will be around the 6th, 7th of November. We're gonna switch to credits only, and we will reduce the purchasing power with 50%. That means that we are pricing now the super token, the pool token, all the content that you get. You will get credits, and you will be able to buy those in the new store, but you're only able to buy half of what you get today. So that's the final message. So the next week, make sure you get in, make sure you get all this stuff that's bundled today in the loot boxes. It's all there. You basically get, what I can say, all the NFTs and all the things you get in there, like cards, spaces, tower, is for free now. It's for free because you're basically paying for super token, and you also get the pool token actually for free, because the packages are priced based on super token at 0.10. That's you get full out of that, and then you get 20% extra super in gold, 30% in platinum, and 40% in diamond. That's the pricing now. So the pool token and all the cards, spaces, and tower, they are bundled in for free. And there is no free lunch after 10 days forward. That's going to change. You will be able to use credits to buy super, yes, and you can buy to a pool. There will be limits to what you can buy based on your package tier, and you can choose not to buy either of those, and you can spend it all on gaming, or you can spend it all on buying certain NFTs, all based on your eligibility. So that's a new, really interesting chapter, and as we move on, you will be able to resell credits to players. So a lot of cool stuff coming, more revenue streams for the active affiliates. So remain active, stay active. This is the time. And like I said last week, yes, we have spent a lot of time getting here. And we've seen projects come and go. We've seen some of the big projects emerging. Celsius came up. I met Alex Mashinsky in 2017 when he started. I met him in Paris 1.5 years ago. Then he had 43 billion under management. 3 months later, he was broke and arrested. We are still here. We are pumping, and we do our best every day. And we are very proud of what we have done. And we are also very honored by all the affiliates that have been along with us for this long journey. But persistency prevail, and we're going to win this together. The market is there. We're going to get back. So that's it. And you probably have some questions, Andy or David.
Yeah.
We do.
Thanks very much. Like it's always good to hear just those regular updates to put everything into context, and a couple of take homes from that, Andreas, is the market, I think, coming out of that bear market, the market that we foresee over the next 6 to 12 months with the halving of Bitcoin and all of that. I think it plays very much in the favor of this. Economic conditions globally, right place, right time. It's certainly very, very exciting.
I mean, we are living in a very challenging time at the moment. I just, before I came here, I was dipped into CNN and see what happened in the Middle East at the moment. So without being any political motivated, I mean, we have friends both in the Israeli world. We work with partners in Tel Aviv that I spoke with yesterday, and we work with people in the Arab world. And there is, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. So we have to be cautious what we're saying. But like I say, I think a lot is tied to the approval of the electronic traded funds in US, the ETFs on the Bitcoin, because there is so much money waiting to get into those and being available for retail trading in US. So once that get going, that's what's pushing now Bitcoin close to 35K. So that will be the new surge in the market. And we are into now 2 years of nearly bear market. We are entering a bull market. Everyone is talking about the bull market, and then all of a sudden it's here, and we're going to be there. So,
and it's the power that sits behind it. You know, the ETFs that are coming on board, and it's not a case of if they will be approved. It's when. You've got the likes of BlackRock, you know, the world's biggest fund manager, right, with trillions under management. They are behind it. So when you have that type of participant coming into the market, it can only push the market one way. That's not speculation or advice. That's just typically what happens.
I can also tell you that on the corporate side, we are working with a very, very large investment firm now. We're flirting with them. We'll call it flirting. We haven't even started dating. We flirt.
Commercial flirting. I like it.
Yeah, financial flirting is not so sexy. The thing is, and one of their interest in us is the tokenization. And I was very surprised because this is a very conservative, one of the top investment firms in the world. And they came on the tokenization model. They really found the business model and the tokenization model highly interesting.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit surprised because this is not the typical crypto or blockchain investment firm. So that was interesting, and that in combination with gaming. So if you roll back nearly a year when we were featured in Forbes, the Forbes article revolved around sports, blockchain, tokenization, and how sports merges into kind of gaming and blockchain. And we are in the middle of that melting pot, and it's huge. And you see now how the changes we've seen in the football world over the past year, with football being popular in the US and the attraction in the Middle East, they are investing heavily into gaming. I mean, I don't know if I told last week, but the gaming firm of Saudi Arabia, I mean, Saudi Arabia has the PIF, the People Investment Fund, which is one of the biggest investors in the world. And they have a gaming firm called Sovi Games. And they made publish, I think it was last week, that they're going to spend $37 billion over the next year or two investing in gaming. And they already in the past 2 years invested more than 40 billion. So you're looking at the massive influx into the sports. The same you've seen with golf, with all the football in Middle East. There is a reason why the Middle East investors are investing heavily into gaming and into sports, because it's the biggest entertainment, and football in particular is so huge. So when you combine those interests, you are touching some of the biggest passion, like the passion and the opportunity for profit. It's amazing. It's huge. So actually, when we work now with top 30 clubs on our Excel sheet and see, okay, how many fans can we get from these different clubs? You don't want to see the numbers add up because it's huge, but we need to reach 10,000 paying, 100,000, 300,000, and 1 million, and then we can start talking. But the potential here, it's huge. But like everyone said, or a wise man told me, potential is interesting, performance is everything, and I totally agree. So, but we still have to talk about what it can be, and that brings me down to also what you as affiliates should do. It's not to sit, put, and wait for news, because the news is already here. We can't wake up every morning and find something new, or a new bonus, or a new promo. The platform now is very well engineered, very well tuned. And like I said last time, the affiliate bonus plan now, is perfect for any affiliate, whether it be a star, influencer, football club, whatever. It's all merged into the same plan. It doesn't create any differences. So we are able to do that. So that's where we are. I don't think are any more questions.
We've got a couple. Do you want to? Have you got time just to answer a couple of recurring questions?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you want to fire away? Do you want me to go, Dave?
Look, ask the first question, but while you're doing that, what I'm going to do is shoot up on the screen the link where the playbook is, and where people can access the Super One Telegram channel. So if you are watching on your smartphone, quick swipe, take a screenshot. If you're watching on your computer, take a screenshot, because I'll take this down, and then Andy will ask the first question. But we'll also post the link to the playbook in the Super One News channel. We're gonna have that linked from the website. The thing is, we are using Cloudflare, and Gitbook is using Cloudflare. We're not allowed to link from a Cloudflare domain to another domain. We're struggling with that. So, but that's why we put it in the SO link docs for now. Yep.
Yep.
All right. So I'll just drop that down and we'll get ahead with the questions. Andy, if you want to go first.
Yeah, I'll collate a few of them. It's around I suppose just recording of the assets on the back office. There's still appears to be some discrepancies with pool tokens. When are they going to show accurately and correctly on the back office?
I'm not aware of that discrepancy, to be honest, but
Okay.
are they not showing correctly now?
We
Is
don't
there-
actually see the
it's
number of
what-
pool tokens.
Yeah.
We don't actually see the number of pool tokens.
That you have yourself?
Correct.
On
Then that's probably something the team is it's on. They have a list.
yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right. So
I'm gonna remind them.
Yeah. Excellent. So that'll take care of that.
What I can say about the platform, there has been some latency, some slowness lately, and that's because we introduced leader bonus. We introduced when we did that, there's a lot of queries going on all the time. So the team they did some. I pushed them on time, and they did a quick fix, and now they need to re-optimize the data calls and a little bit stuff. So there are there are improvements in progress.
Yeah.
We are aware of.
It's a big job. We understand
it's a
it. It's a
massive
big job.
And I think for everybody listening, you need to understand that what's happening here is we're building two platforms that talk to each other.
Yep.
You're building a game platform and you're building the progressive web app, and there's some interactivity.
Two different teams also, basically, technically, but they all merge together in the back end. And the one of the challenges is now we split the apps, and that's a good one. But the challenges is always that the platform is very comprehensive, so it's not always time to develop something. Takes more time to actually quality assurance it or test it and implement it. Takes more time than creating it. But that's the way it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. So just, I mean, this is probably a recurring question as well. When would the average person, so say an affiliate or an average person, start to see any form of partner promotion out there? Is there any sort of time frame? It's just a recurring question that comes up when they'll start to see.
And I know the answer when the pool tokens are sold out.
Okay, good one.
That's pretty straightforward.
That's pretty straightforward. I like that. All right, let me just work through these.
It goes hand in hand. When we open the game winnings, and the partner promotion will start.
Yeah. And just to sort of clarify that, Andreas, the whole logic around the pool tokens being sold out being a major milestone to move forward, it's, if I understand it correctly, it's because it is putting that initial early adopter chapter to bed. So that's done. They're all allocated. It's dead. It's done. Not dead. It's done. It's far from dead. It's done. Also, what that does is that's producing revenue from the loot box sales, which all head towards that capital requirement to move forward. So there's some real logic around that pool token.
Well, once we start rolling with the prices, it's a big cash drain for sure.
Yep.
And it's also when you run partner advertisement, that there's a lot of things we need to cater to.
Yeah.
So it's all bundled into that. The whole purpose of the pool is to give early adopters a very, very great advantage going forward. Mm-hmm. And that great advantage has to not be available when we start creating the over and above value. So once we get to the high value part, it's no free lunch anymore. So those who take the risk, to put it that way, before we do it, and you can calculate it, it's about $8 million in turnover once we get there. And that will brings us $4 million to the company, basically, maybe a little bit less, 4 million into where we will take the great majority into marketing and prices. It will spark us. We will then start on monthly. I mean, if we spend $10,000 a day on prices, That's $300K a month. 3 months is $1 million. But we're going to probably double down on that because we start earning, and we're going to start spending on marketing this on a global scale with our marketing partners. It's going to create a firework that's going to explode everywhere. So that's the rationale behind it. It's the early adopters that bring the logs to the fire, sort of, that brings the log. They're going to be rewarded for it. They bring capital, and we cannot. I mean, we can do a lot of different things, but I mean, it's just logic that, okay, guys, the early adopters, you have this concept. We want to get a little bit rid of it. Okay, it also has to deal with what's going to happen when this explodes. When this explodes, we're going to have a lot of attraction coming from new affiliates. We're not going to be 50 or 70 or 90 or 100,000 affiliates. It's going to go to the millions. So this product needs to be removed from our presentation, from our videos, from our concept. Is different. You will make a lot of bonuses, money, profit, whatever, value increase from the search of new affiliates coming that's wondering, oh, and then if we have this pool token and it's, oh, it was gone last week, I'm disappointed. But if it's not there, something you don't know about, you don't ask for.
Yeah. It makes sense. Just close that chapter. It makes sense.
And it gives you an opportunity now to provide some volume on the sales. We need to boost that now. And we have been a little bit, like I said last week, delayed with a lot of stuff, of course, a lot of processes, etc., and sick leave and stuff. Now everything is tuned. We are moving much faster now because of things like the Gitbook publishing. We kind of detach a little bit from the graphic guys. We smoothen the process. You will see that Gitbook thing we have with the electronic documents going to be expanded with Q&A, going to be expanded with market research, game information, white paper, which is a kind of little nemesis for us because it's been around all the time, and it's like it just blotting out, becoming very comprehensive, and nobody reads it, but it still needs to be there. So we are updating. We have been updating that for months. Now we're taking a decision. Next week, we have actually 4 team members, including myself. We're going to complete it by the middle of the week. So basically, we just push hard forward. And yeah, so the whole strategy around the pool token, and you guys were part of that discussion before we made it public. We wanted to come up with a clear milestone, because once we take that money from the pool token sale, basically, and give away to players all over the world fighting, and we open, let's say, 20 new football clubs. We can do that very quickly. We have it ready. We open 20 new clubs. We open prices. It's going to explode. And the value will be there. We will start making money, serious money. And that's what we want to do. Nothing more, nothing less. And then this early opportunity, I mean, those tokens will be, each of the pool token is valued at $1,500 when we reach 3 million paying players. $1,500. That means for a $500 gold pack, you have 7,500 worth of pool token. In addition, it will give you, I don't even remember I think I remember, it was like $160 or something per token in annual payout or something. Yeah, there was something. I don't remember fully. I mean, all these things are
6250, 3 million players spending $1 a day.
Yeah. Okay, so it gives you a dividend, it gives you a value, and the pool token, probably we're going to have a system for it where you can cash in on it. A lot of people will do that. They will be highly valuable assets.
Yeah.
Those will be treated a little bit different from the other tokens, because they definitely they are limited and are going to be exclusive. But anyway, we get there. So the pool token now, sell it out. We will take the bulk of that resources, shop it into marketing and prices, and really explode the platform. That's so the early bird, those who brings the marketing power, we learn from it, and not those who come after. So
Well, it's the old story in business, isn't it, Andreas? Momentum builds momentum. So once you have momentum, that builds further momentum. So we just need to start that caboose.
and we get, I mean, we will have a small momentum selling out the pool tokens now. That will be what you can call a phase one micro momentum. What do you think going to happen when we flip that funds around into prices and marketing? The huge momentum will come.
Yeah.
It will just cascade. And you know, there's a lot of there is not only the prices we're gonna and the marketing we're gonna do. We need to scale the server part. Okay, we have a system scaling horizontally today. Before we open that, we need probably a couple of weeks where we're just increasing the instances on Amazon. All this is pretty expensive stuff. We cannot operate. It's like me flying around in a big jumbo jet today, a Boeing 747. I can't do that. I fly together with a lot of other people. So we need to get to the point where we have allocated enough resources to place the Boeing at the tarmac and say, now we're going to fill it. Okay. So we need to do that. We need to spend resources on that. We need to beef up the team to be 24/7 on duty on the tech team with 2 techies 24/7. That means we're going to rotate at least 6 people on 8-hour shift, and we need probably 8 because they don't work every day a week. And probably 8 or 10 new techies that are going to monitor everything 24/7. So there is a little bit different when we go into, let me call it the sharp live operation. It's not like it's just like tech fixing it. There is always something. There's always
because it's a 24/7 business, right? It's a 24/7 business.
24/7, 365 business. Yeah. We need to be able to do that. We can't do that with the current team. They do a lot of great job, and they're working like 15 hours, 5-6 days a week. But the thing is, this is a 24/7 operation. So there are 3 main things. It's the marketing campaigns. They are not free. It's the prices. They don't come for free. It's the scale of the operation, which also has a price tag. So that's why we said, sell out the pool tokens, and it's all good.
So just in answer to that question,
we have invested. Most of the money we made has been invested in the platform already. We have really invested a lot. So this is not like, how should I say, the leadership or owners have been taking a lot off the table and done nothing. We invested. We have 50 people on the payroll. We've been operating, and that's why we have survived, and that's why we are pushing forward, because we created something with high value. We have valuation of the holding company that's very high, and we're working with that too. But the thing is now, affiliate side, sell out the pool token. Help us. We will start before that. And we will ramp up. The campaigns are, I won't say completely finished, but our ideas and what we're going to do going to be creative. It's already there. We have our marketing partners have come up with great ideas. It's going to be a big push. And the push going to be to nearly 1 billion football fans out there. It's exciting. I'm not afraid of it at all. I'm pretty excited about it. I just want to get there, and I know we need to on the side. I mean, like we said, there's a challenging world. Let's sell out these pool tokens. I mean, yeah.
So for those playing at home, the actual number as at 10 minutes ago is 127,413 pool tokens are left. And
we run the pool match. So basically, you get 5 in every gold. So that means every second gold we give away 5. So there is 2 gold for every 15. So 7.5. If you divide to 7.5 and multiply with 5, you get 8 million-ish.
Yep. Just a couple of questions, and I'll sort of answer the questions as I go through as well. The token match, the player match, and the pool token match, they continue until the pool tokens are fully sold out. We've established that. So that'll clarify that. NFTs in the back office that people swap their vouchers for. We know that the football sold out at the bronze level. An expectation on when we might see some more NFTs loaded up for the existing affiliates who haven't got any yet, perhaps.
Increase the price first.
Okay, but our people that are sitting on the vouchers.
I'll tell you, we have a pretty. Now we roll over to credits in a good week or 10 days. And it's a pretty comprehensive work of pricing these things. They're going to be much more expensive. Now we get it for free. And we're working on that. There are some vouchers that hasn't been used.
Yes.
There's a few vouchers that hasn't been used.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
We are looking a little bit into how we're going to resolve that. We haven't concluded yet because we don't want to expire anything that we have given away. We have to honor it. So we have a pretty big catalog of stuff we can release. But it is also tied a little bit to some of the deals we are into. We can't just release, in example, a football club if we are maybe talking to that club about something. So we have 50 clubs ready to go in Tower, and we have 31,000 on each. So we have more than 1.5 million Tower NFTs ready to release. Those are already made. Then we are creating what inside each Tower, there are player cards that we work with for clubs. And that's another massive publication. So when it comes to, and we know what's happened when you release a football club like one of the top 10 football clubs, everyone is going to get there. So yeah, so we need to find a little way to balance this, because we want to have a little bit of number of people being able to do this. We need to limit it a little bit. We're looking into limitations. We are looking into a little bit different. We can't solve all the problems in one go. And this whole NFT scheme has been a little bit developing as we move. I mean, things happens, things comes into play. There will be changes. We try to uphold what we have promised, keep the value going. When the new game update comes, there will be tags for every NFTs is connected to every question. We will start remunerating each NFTs. We get that ecosystem up and running, and we're working in parallel with the EOS platform for how we're going to do all the tokenization and all of this. Is we can't solve everything in one go. It's but yes, we are looking into it, and we can have a 2-hour discussion about that another time. It will
another day. You have another one, Mr. Cole?
I do. We've got a few people that won a lot in the game. There was an offer put out for them to get the game winnings converted to loot boxes. They're pretty keen to see that happen. And of course, there's a possibility there may be a second offer.
Pardon? A second offer?
A second offer, yeah. So deploy all of the loot boxes from the first offer.
It's in process. It's approved and it's in process. It's just like there is a little bit too much in process at the moment. To be honest, we have the game update, and we have some significant updates on the whole credit thing. It's a massive rewrite on the platform, because we're changing the existing loot boxes are attached to certain like you said, vouchers and different levels of NFTs and stuff, eligibility in the stores and everything. All that is changing. So basically, the team is pretty deep into that. And we are making the whole NFT store, the whole card store, spaces, credits. Changing to credits is a major change. Okay, it's a very comprehensive change, and we've been working on it now for months. And Yeah, so I think we need to see that before we can do the other stuff. It's the same people basically. It's not like you just pick a guy and say, "Hey, can you fix this?" It's not so easy because this is intervene sort of. We're gonna fix those loot boxes. It's approved. It's there in the work list.
Okay.
So a supplementary question on the NFTs. Somebody sort of posed, should we potentially be going and looking at different categories to use up the vouchers, or for those people that say what have got bronze vouchers and really wanted to get some football, do they just wait? What would you recommend? Or
I
not?
mean, we're definitely gonna uphold what you have. So the verses with there, we are looking into different things. One thing is to convert them into credits, which we will not do. Another thing is to give them a time limit. I mean, we look into different things when we look at this. Is the account active? I mean, we have to do a calculation here. We want people to actually, we have a pretty large supply of NFTs. We are able, but we don't want to sell out the, and this is where we're going to have tranche to release. Because let's say we open a football club, let's call this XYZ. We open a very high-end football club. And then everybody will, we did this sort of failure, or maybe not failure, but when we opened the NFT schemes, we started with Ronaldo, Messi, and the whole thing. Everybody was like, wow, was like the server were like down. We want to have the opportunity for people coming later also. We are looking into a little bit different things. It's not finally decided yet, but it's gonna be decided very shortly. So next week we will have that, but it's about how much we push to the store, to be honest. We are probably not going to push the full content of a tower, and it's going to be tied into which package you have. So basically, if you have a bronze tower, you're not able to buy a gold. Yeah, I mean, you need to be eligible. You need, with credits, you need to hold a gold pack to be able to buy gold card spaces towers.
Sounds fair.
That's the first thing. And then we have the unused vouchers. People are waiting for new collections. And we're probably going to put out, I think the final thing is that we're going to put out a limited supply of those collections, and that will kind of be given to those holding these vouchers. So if you buy in now, you're able to grab those. We will do that to open for the supply, open for the demand, but not everything in one go, because the big change to credits comes. There will be people buying credits. They will have to pay more than the vouchers itself. The voucher will still have a value. So what we have scripted now, or in the specification, is that the voucher will still be usable for that. We're not discontinuing the vouchers in any sense. You have a voucher for a gold tower, you're able to pick a gold tower. You have a voucher for a gold card, you can pick a gold card. It's going to be there. So I'm not going to be more concrete on this, because the actual values are still in a big Excel sheet being valued and see. We need to provide value at the same time, but efficiently we're going to reduce it with 50% in a good week.
Yeah. And of course the tower
can take a few days on the actual implementation. It's a very big implementation. So we said from November 6th, whether it happens November 6th or 7, it starts. We will take down the platform, it will be there. So that is too late. When we take it off, it will be too late.
Yeah. And just extending on the towers, been talking about the towers in the context of football clubs. But when we move into the other entertainment categories, the other sports categories, of course, they will all have their own towers relative to the various different
Every field of interest will have their own tower. Music towers, you will have different. We even have a program for different music towers. We have different genres of music, video or movies. We have different basket. You can. I mean, we created 50 football towers now. Okay. We can do another 50 football. Easy. We can do 30 basket in US, 30 NFL. We can do how many music towers we want. It's just about the concept around it and how we calibrate them in terms of numbers, what's going to happen inside. But we are, not we, but you as affiliates, the owners of tower, we need to create something that create volume. It needs to be interesting. So, but at the same time, this is related to passion. So let me take a real world example. Let's take a big football club like Manchester United. Everybody wants to buy Manchester United. Then you have another club, maybe like Celtic, which is much smaller club, but have a much more, I will say, per fan passionate. They have a higher passion rate per fan, extreme passion rate. Maybe their spending in the Celtic Tower is much more profitable than the Manchester Tower. So a lot of people will rush to get Manchester, but at the same time, it's maybe financially more wise to buy Celtic. So this is the balance. We're looking at the pricing, we're looking at different things, and we're looking at even the bidding competition. There's a lot of stuff before we open this. We need to engage, gamify. We don't want to do, I won't label it the failure, but we don't want to do the same structure we did with the early NFTs. We gave away credits, you can buy NFTs. We opened the best one first, and the prime beef was taken, and then it kind of slowed down. It's not, we don't want to do that. We don't want to create something that has more longevity to it, more excitement, more, oh shit, I managed to get one. We really want to create a little bit different thing. Maybe we add some requirements to it that you need to do this, you need to maybe play a little bit to be eligible to buy it. You need to do that. There is this, there are a whole series of different things. That's why we're not opening this. We can turn on the button, not today, but tomorrow with 1.5 million. And what's going to happen? The top clubs will be taken immediately. And then you're left with a tail that's not so, not so attractive from the outset. Maybe even more attractive.
But
so,
what provides value? Value is exclusivity, right? So to create exclusivity around those really prime assets, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, there are some third parties into this also, strategic things and stuff we're waiting for. So we will have a lot. We will have millions and millions of NFTs. We will exhaust fully the vouchers. You will be able to spend them. You will be able to spend your credits. You will be able to do a lot of things in a very short period of time.
Very good.
Of course, with the right, I mean, no, football's our launch market, and you've been talking to quite a few different partners in this space. Women's football has really rocketed in the last few years. Do you think that will be integrated within those individual launches, or it's something that would come?
We speak to football partners, yes, and they are very focused on women football. It's a whole new thing. At the same time, when I go to our football team in the office and say we're going to do women football, they just start laughing. So that's a little bit kind of thing, but it's a very increasing, how to say, segment of the football. It is, and it should be. And
there's a lot of money following it. That's the thing. It's attracting a lot of money now. The money trail is really coming into the whole global women's sporting arena.
And you have, I don't remember her name. There is one of them that is really like an influencer. She has some more
Yeah,
followers.
I know her. She's in the Swiss team, I think you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Swiss team. It's like all playing like more like it's a Kardashian of football,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And yes, those are attractive, but there are not that many of them.
Yeah.
We have some
Right,
Norwegian.
so just there's been a bit of question around the player tokens. So just to separate the if an affiliate's account becomes deactivated, so they haven't met personal volume for a rolling 90-day period, it's deactivated. The player tokens, they are a passive asset, correct? Or how is that going to be handled going forward?
Not really, because player token only is not a bonus. It's just a token that attract players to your account. So it's like a magnet. So once you have basically when your active bonuses are deactivated and you keep adding, you won't earn active bonuses.
So
So
no revenue directly related to player acquisition if the account is deactivated.
That's correct.
Okay, very clear.
Reactivation of accounts, is it as simple as somebody acquires a loot box? Reactivation of accounts. Now we know that if your account deactivates, your downline moves up or moves away from you. If you can you reactivate that account and build it all over again?
Yeah, you have to re-register under your referral. That's what happened. You start all over again. Of course, we don't deny people starting all over. We don't take away your loot box. You have to start all over again.
From an affiliate network building perspective.
Yes.
Yep. That's clear.
And of course that will also
it's a little bit brutal, that one. I understand it's brutal. There's a lot of controversy related to that decision. But at the same time, we need people to wake up and move. I mean,
yeah, and look, I think people need to consider.
Let me compare it to a, let's say, more tangible, real world example. I mean, if you work in a sales organization and you're doing pretty well, and you get part of the bonus, and then you go away for a year and you come back, you have to start all over again, building your credibility or your part of the team. It's just like it's a little bit like that. Yeah.
We used a very similar example last week, Andreas. If you have a traditional business, a shop front, and you're running that business and earning money, and then you decide to shut the doors and go away for 3 months, your business is probably not going to be there when you get back.
Yeah.
Right. It's a similar sort of thing. And what people need to understand, and you can highlight this, the requirements, although we understand it, the requirements to maintain active status, particularly if you are genuinely active, are fairly minimal in terms of $50 of personal volume, either your personal account or your frontline direct account per rolling 30-day period, right? That's it. If that is achieved, then deactivation is never, ever in the mix.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So people need to understand that.
Yeah, and it's not brutal. I mean, it's not that high volume. So it's a way for us also to make sure that we have a healthy structure in the sense that we don't have a lot of sleepers. What we've seen before, we have sleepers in the network that will catch bonuses, and we also have sleepers that never even log in to claim those bonuses. That they're not active, so they just kind of staying there, not being utilized either by you active affiliates or by the company. Sorry. So that's why we just do it. It's dynamic compression, and it's there. It's everyone is every decent structure have this in place.
And just on that, the active, there's a question here. When is the actual date of PV kicking in? It's already in. So the personal volume requirements
started 1st of September.
Yeah,
we started counting it 1st of September when
it's already in place. And if you go onto your app, your back office, you'll already see the green line, which gives you how many days you still have, what your personal volume is. It's all in there under bonuses.
The 90-day cutoff is not there yet, but it's
The 30 days.
30 days, yes.
Yep. Okay.
The leader bonus is there. We completed the update of the leader bonus, so it's all there. You can start it and you can play with it, and it's all there. So all
just confirmation of that. It
is
is
active bonuses working perfectly. We have the unilevel, infinity, the performance, and so a lot of people making from the performance pool, I see. And as we're gonna grow now over the last as we do the last 5%, 10% selling out this pool token, the performance pool will be highly profitable for you guys. Those who create the PV participating in that pool make a lot of money. And imagine all the 3 promotions we have, not only 3. First of all, we're going to sell out the pool token. You will have pool match on all those. So you will earn pool token. You will have token match. You will have player match. At the same time, you will have performance bonus, because you will be eligible for the performance bonus. At the same time, you are able to fire up your lead bonus, meaning you can get up to 100% that will be paid over the next 360 days. So when you look at this now, we can't do anything more.
Yeah,
it's just
it's very lucrative.
Overloaded with opportunities for you. And those of you sizing the moment now, you will look back 6 months from now, you will look back and say, wow, I was at a lucky place. I did something. I'm happy I participated. It's a little bit like, I really don't understand why I didn't buy more Bitcoin in 2012. But I really don't know. I was in the tech industry. I was there. I looked on it. I really didn't understand it at that point in time. So I started.
Hindsight is a beautiful thing at times.
It's I can't say anymore. It's there. There's a lot of details we've been into now with NFTs and vouchers and stuff. What I'm going to say is that these vouchers going to be usable. We're going to have a lot of NFTs coming. I mentioned 50 football clubs. I can mention quite a lot more that we do.
Very good.
So
we just about covered all those questions, Mr. Cole?
I think we've probably covered them, some of the questions multiple times. And I would suggest that people go and have a look at the playbook now that it's available online. I've just done a quick skim through. It's the first time I've seen the final version, but there's quite a bit of explanation around personal volume, the various different active bonuses, the 30-day requirement, the 90-day issues. So please go and read the affiliate.
We're gonna expand that with Q&A. We're gonna expand that. It's easy, and you guys will be part of that also. So the good thing with a Gitbook solution is we can have multiple people working on the same and versioning and doing things. So
no, it's good. It's again another milestone ticked off. That playbook has been very much anticipated. It's another milestone. We're moving forward. So we
started making we made a PDF version earlier this weekend, but it's when you do that in a design program, it takes a lot of effort. Now it takes a lot of effort to create the content, and the content is constantly evolving based on feedback from you guys, from the team, from everywhere. So basically we opted in now to go fully digital. We're gonna have it in Spanish, we're gonna have it in French, we're gonna have it in German very shortly. And like I said, we're gonna expand the white paper now. We're gonna have everything will be in that documentary repository. We're gonna have the pitch. We're gonna have different versions of the pitch. We're gonna have the videos. Everything will be. We have only published now the affiliate playbook. You're gonna have a drop down at the top where you can choose between different spaces, and you're able to enter several of them. Terms and conditions, everything will be there. Okay.
For sure. Well, if
Let's get some sales going. Let's get the sales. We have the last good week of getting a lot of free stuff. Now you're paying only for the super token.
we
So
can
what's
honestly say the early adoption phase is coming to an end. So if you want to be an early adopter, you've got another week or so.
another 10 days.
Another 10
Yeah.
days.
That's it.
Early bird gets the worm.
But I don't think we're going to sell out all the pool token these 10 days. But now you pay only for the super token, and you get all the pool token and the NFTs and everything for free. Once we switch to the new system, you have to pay for that in credits. So then you have to make a choice. Do I want this gold tower token, this card, or this? Or do I want to buy the token? I can't buy all. It's a little bit like your everyone's personal economy. You can't get it all. Now you get it all. In 10 days, you don't get it all. Okay, you have to choose. So that's the change.
I
Okay.
think that makes a lot of people on this call very happy, because all the people on this call have all of these assets, and it's now just time to make them all work.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thanks for your time,
Thank you,
Andreas.
Andreas. Thanks for your time.
I hope you're feeling better soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, righto. That was a lot of information. As we generally do, Dave, let's unpack all of that over the coming week and just do some explanations. That now is probably a good time to say visit a couple of important sites, that https:// really important that you put that in to your browser, and then it will come up with that so.link/docs. That'll, over time, we understand, will be populated with some really useful information. And what is also really important is the next one. That's the Telegram. Am I seeing that correctly?
Yes, that's the Telegram channel for Super One News.
Yeah. So what we're also going to do, that we've arranged this week, is we have absolutely, and so we've been communicating to Super One about the need for a more regular flow of information through the official channel. So first and foremost, make sure that yourself and anyone else that is involved with the business is connected to the official Super One Telegram channel. You will definitely see more timely updates, more timely pieces of information that are relevant to what you're doing. The events are going to be promoted with a lot more forewarning, those sorts of things. That's really, really important. So get connected to that. That's going to be our first port of call. You will see, as of this week, a lot more information coming through the Telegram channel. And something else that we're going to put through that channel is people need to understand. Do you have the link available, Dave, for the YouTube channel that we also need people to look at, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that, because that's going to be a really, really good resource for anyone that is wanting to share this opportunity. Every single recording that is a presentation that is done is recorded, right? And it is immediately uploaded into up to the official YouTube channel. So if you have people that you're wanting to invite onto the call that can't make it at a particular time, no problems. You just send them to the official YouTube channel, and they can watch in their own peace and quiet. They can watch opportunity presentations, all those sorts of things. And for affiliates, the training, the Saturday sofas, the town halls, they're all loaded up there. So hopefully what you're going to see, or what you take home from this, is there is a real push now to get information into the hands of the affiliates, to timely information, and the support is there for the affiliates that are wanting to share this opportunity. It's certainly, last week I would suggest is a pivotal moment in Super One's journey. There's a lot of very, very cool things happened last week. So the youtube.com/@Super1Affiliates, and just subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then that will let you know every time a new piece of content is loaded up. All right, so it's a really good resource for you to keep updated, but also to send any particular relevant prospects to, those sorts of things. So, do you have any parting words, Mr. David?
No, I think we've got a lot of information come through today. Very important now that we go back and review what we've got, cross-check it to our presentation and training material, and then kick off during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with the English language presentations. Same place you got access to the link for this meeting. You will get access to the calls for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Sure. And just in response to the last question that's just come through, as a matter of course, a very good habit to get into, and certainly what is being supported through the Leadership Network and Super One, is don't send physical files of documents or presentations or anything like that to people, because very quickly they might become irrelevant or superseded, and therefore you've got this file that's floating around that you don't know where it's going to go, and it's not relevant anymore. So the best plan of attack is to visit these streaming channels, because we will make sure, and Super One will make sure, that only relevant, up-to-date, accurate content will be on the official channels. So that's why physical files are not being made available, and we would highly encourage people to not send physical files to anyone, because it's a fast-moving environment. Things change, right? And that comes back to a previous question. Why has the business model changed so many times over the last 2 to 3 years? That's business, folks. You tell me one business that has executed their original business plan to the letter as planned. None of them. Business always has to evolve through various incarnations. It has to adapt to the market. It has to adapt to the reception that the market is giving the product, technological advancements, capital requirements. I can go on and on and on. So to that question, that is the case. Now, which question has not been answered? I'm not sure. I believe we got through all of them.
I'm pretty sure we did get through them. I know some people sort of asked the same question a couple of times. I would suggest to those people, when the recording's up, go back, review the recording, and I think you find that we have pretty well covered most things about tokens, about assets, about loot boxes. I think most of those questions have definitely been covered.
Yeah, and often why it's good going back to watching the recording again is, although those questions were answered, but you might have been waiting for your specific question to be answered. A lot of these questions are collated, and when Andreas answers them, or we answer them on other calls, you may miss the content that it actually has been answered to the extent of what's possible. So go back to the call. If you still feel it's not answered, no problems. Come back onto any of our presentations, whether it be the opportunity presentations, or the best one is the other Saturdays, because these are just for affiliates, and that's when we can do a deeper dive. We try not to get too specific on the opportunity presentations during the week, because they are for new people having a look. For the deeper dive for the existing affiliates, this is the environment to ask those. So if you still feel that hasn't been answered after you've watched that again, then by all means come on, or during the week, get that question to your upline, it will eventually find its way to someone that's able to answer that accurately. So that's what we would suggest. So with that, I believe we are done and dusted. Thank you for your assistance as always, Mr. Cole. It's a pleasure working with you. Thanks everyone for showing up. Really good numbers today. And hopefully you've got something out of that. The take home from this, the early adopter phase is coming to an end, finally. Yeah, it might have been a wait for a lot of you, but it is happening. There is a time frame on it. That's a really powerful thing, because it means that all of your current assets will now be revalued and repriced going forward, and that is up. So that's a good thing. And it's another major milestone of heading towards really starting to scale up the platform. And we also know that at the turn of moving to credits, there are a lot of large teams around the planet that are looking to come in at that change. They don't want to come in prior to that change. That means revenue is going to grow. If holders of pool tokens, your revenue is going to grow. The staking on the super token, revenue is going to grow. All of these things, right? That's what is due to be happening over the next couple of weeks to a month. So get excited. It is all happening. So with that, Mr. Cole, thank you very much. And we will see all of you good folk next time, same bat channel. Keep an eye on the Telegram channel, and all links and times and updates will be published in a very timely manner from this week going forward. With that, we bid you all adieu. Thanks very much.
Recording stopped.